is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. So is there another guy after Daryl Porter that they're going after that we should be keeping our eyes on?
Yeah, there's a defensive end. Well, he's an outside linebacker edge type guy out of UCLA who started, I think, 15 games of the last 2 years. Mitchell Agood, he's 6'4", 245. I think he comes here and he sort of stands up and rushes the passer if he comes to Miami. But he's another one. He's one of four finalists. Miami's one of four finalists. Oregon, Tennessee, and Washington are the other schools. I think Miami feels good about their stance with this kid. They've taken UCLA. UCLA has sort of a pipeline to Miami now, right?
I was just about to say because his body is Jalen Phillips.
Right.
Is his athleticism also Jalen Phillips?
Now that's the part that I try to tell people. You know, the one thing about the transfer portal, what Miami did getting a Jalen Phillips through the transfer portal is special. That's the home run. It's just like Jermaine Johnson with Florida State last year, who was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. It's hard to find those guys that are going to come in and be humongously impactful. But I thought Miami did a good job pulling DeAndre Johnson out of Tennessee last year. He came in, he was serviceable, 5 sacks, among the leaders on the team in sacks, a solid starter. I think this kid is more of that sort of ilk, more of a solid addition, a guy who you know will come in and contribute and be a positive player, but you're not a negative, a guy you're going to put out there and he's not going to produce. He's going to produce. Whether or not he's Jalen Phillips is an entirely different conversation. You know, I think I don't know that he has that, you know, first round grade type talent, but I certainly think he has the ability to come in and be a solid contributor here. We're at a position that let's face it,
a huge question mark pass rush.
Huge, dude. Yeah, you gotta get guys in here. And look, I had Jafari Harvey on my podcast, on my Wide Right podcast yesterday, the one that came out yesterday, and super talented kid, unbelievable body, looks like a guy who's going to be a first round pick, but he's not producing. He had 2.5 sacks last year. Had the 1 pick 6, which was a huge play against North Carolina, if you remember that game. But other than that, not a lot of great moments for him. And he knows it. And he knows he's got to produce. Mario's all about competition. You bring a kid like Mitchell Agood in. You bring the Jake Lichtenstein kid from USC. You're just bringing in quality older players to come in here and push the younger guys who haven't done it yet to play at their best if they want to get on the field. And if they don't, then these other guys who have produced will be on there. And last year, this kid, actually the last 2 seasons over those 15 starts, only 2 sacks. He hasn't produced. He produces a lot of tackles. He's very good against the run, 6.5 tackles for loss. But as far as sacks, he hasn't produced a ton either. So that's why I'm saying he's not Jalen Phillips. He's just another guy who I think comes in here and elevates the level of play.